Morning everyone, my name is AVINASH CHATURVEDI, pursuing BA first year. I am here to present myself to discuss about Aristotle. Aristotle, as we know, is one of the great Greek philosopher. So let me discuss about the Aristotle. Aristotle, born in 384 BC at the place Stagira. His father name was Nicomachus. He was from a middle class family. So Nicomachus died when Aristotle was a child. So later Aristotle, after the death of his father, Aristotle took the guidelines of his colleagues, in the sense his relatives, and pursued his study. When he was 16 or 17, he joined the Athens Academy, which was run by Plato. Plato was the guide, was a teacher of Aristotle. Basically, Aristotle got great influence, great inspirations from the Plato. After the death of Plato in 348 or 347 BC, Aristotle left the Athens Academy after the death of Plato, because after the Plato death, Plato's nephew took the charge, which was not so comfortized to the Aristotle. He left the academy and he moved on to the some place. So Aristotle has, after that, Aristotle written some books or some dialogues. He written many dialogues, many books, many psychological point of views, and he written many subjects like on physics, biology, music, logics, ethics, agriculture, politics, philosophies, and many more he has initiated. So after Aristotle get over from those things. So in 343 BC, King Philippine II, he invited the Aristotle to be the tutor of Alexander the Great. As we know, the Alexander the Great. So Aristotle was a tutor of Alexander. So Alexander got a great influence of Aristotle. Aristotle not only was the not only the tutor of Alexander, but even he has two more students. He also taught two kings, who was Ptolemy and Cassander. These two were also the king who got influence of Aristotle: Alexander, Ptolemy, and Cassander. These three kings were there who influenced by the Aristotle, and Aristotle taught to these kings. Later on, as time passes, Aristotle moved on to the Athens Academy once again, and he established the school name of Lyceum. After the Athens, he established the school Lyceum, and he started the academy once again. Later on, as time passes, Aristotle just keep on writing his more books, more dialogues, and got a more influence, became one of the greatest philosopher in all time. And in the 4th century, when come to 4th century, he was a person who developed the political science. Before that, political science was not too familiar. Even the Plato and even the many Greek philosopher tried to get to popularize the political science. But whereas Aristotle in 4th century BC, he developed the political science. He actually modified the political science, and he started to develop the political science. And later 4th century BC, across the world are come to appraise of the political science. They come to know about the importance of political science. So because of this reason, Aristotle is also called as father of political science. He was given a great name to the political science, and he has invented many philosophers and many more, as he was one of the greatest philosopher. So Aristotle, moreover, he after that he come across many inventions, and also he was given the forms of government. Aristotle has three forms of government, like the democracy, oligarchy, and autocracy. These are the three forms of government which was introduced by the Aristotle. And moreover, Aristotle is likely he was the person, Aristotle as a person. And I'm sorry I didn't mention one point, that Aristotle's wife, her name was Pythias. She was the wife of Aristotle. She was passed away when Aristotle was about 230 to 34, in between something. So later of the death of her wife, he adopted one child, so he took over the charge of that thing. So later on, Aristotle got the familiar with the political science, and he was become one of the greatest political thinker in all time, and he got greatest name in the ancient Greek period. And moreover, Aristotle had got nobelized and got many more Nobel prizes even for this. And he also mentioned and also one great philosopher after that, actually not philosopher, okay, after the death of Aristotle actually died in the year 322 BC. After the death of Aristotle, after the many research, one thinker has predicted that there was no person like Aristotle, because his mindset, his knowledge was like full. And they thought that how could a person can have that much knowledge, like those questions was raised. But in reality, Aristotle was actually one of the greatest philosopher. So as after the death of Aristotle, again it got passes through slowly. And moreover, Aristotle got a great familiar name in the society, and because of him, now political science got a more name and got a more familiar at present. So by this, I would like to end up my session, my seminar. I thank you for this thing. Thank you.